my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all having a great day. Today's look is a recreation, highly requested, of a look I was wearing in, I think it was my haul video. I think it was a haul video, yes. I think it was a haul video. Anyway, so many requested the look. They did. If you want to see how I achieved this look, stick around. All right, let's get started. I already have on my primer, and it is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection. I really like this. I actually just used the last of it this morning. There is nothing left in here. And for me, it's all about just minimizing or blurring the look of my pores. I don't really have a problem with makeup sliding on and off my face. Well, how could it slide on your face, Tammy? I don't have problems with makeup sliding off my face. So primer is already done. Get ready with me. I'm going to be using the BK Beauty sponge and a Sonja Kashuk sponge. And I went into my stash and dug out my Dior Forever Skin. Forgot how much I loved it. And it is in 2W. Everything will be listed and linked below for you, including the colors, so that we are not here for 45 minutes during this video. So primer's already on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take about we'll take about 4 pumps of this foundation, and you can see the consistency there. It's not really thin, not really thick. This is actually a really good color for me. It may seem a little bit lighter for me right now, because my body does have a little bit of a tan on it, and this is using 50 sunscreen, all right? Okay, so here we go, and I like Super Goop. I'm going to go ahead and just plop it on in the usual places. And I remember this foundation having a beautiful finish, and many of you must have thought the same thing, because I have never had a look requested so much after wearing this in a video. So I just took a little bit on the BK Beauty sponge, and I'm going to start pouncing. Now this foundation can be built up or sheared out, all depending. If you wanted it a little more full coverage, I would go ahead and use a brush with it. I'm not much of a brush person, although I do like the BK Beauty. I don't know the number of it offhand. I will put it under the video for you in case you are someone who really does like the look of a foundation brush. It's a very, very nice foundation brush. I'm going to go in and just tap a little bit more and do the center and up on my forehead. I'll go over my eyes just lightly with whatever's left over to help camouflage out the veins. I'm not really going up underneath my eyes because I am going to use a concealer. So this is a perfect finish for me and a perfect amount. Again, you can go ahead, and this is how much I have left after 4 pumps. So 3 pumps would be plenty for me, but you can go ahead and put another layer of this on, and it does not get cakey. So again, that was the Dior foundation. And now we're going to move on to my concealer, and I'm going to use the YSL, and this is the Touche Éclat High Cover Radiant Concealer. I love this, and it's in number 3. I'm just going to pump it up and apply some underneath. This will help to brighten up underneath my eyes, but not too much, because again, I sound like a broken record. You all know that I don't really like it super bright underneath my eyes because it does accentuate my age. So I'll go in with the BK Beauty, and I am just going to drag that down and around the side, because this is where I have a lot of my veining. And then I will go up into the inner eye and apply most of it there, and then just lightly run it underneath my eye. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury before I even move on to the next eye, and I'm going to go in with the Sonja Kashuk sponge. I'm going to spread it around in the lid, and I'm going to take that sponge, pick up the powder, and before it creases, go ahead and tap it out and set that concealer as quick as you can underneath, because I'm finding this is working better for me than doing it both eyes and coming back. And then I just turn it around and I pick up any excess powder that may be left underneath the eye. And it just gives me a much better application of concealer powder under the eye. So I'll do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so both under eyes are set. I will go in and just take a tad, just a small amount of this, and go over my lid. I'm not pumping any more out. This is just what's on the brush because I don't want to hit too much so that it goes over the powder part now. And then I'm just going to tap this onto the lid just to camouflage any darkness there. Again, the same thing, pick it up and set that right away. And this you just need a small amount. I mean, there's hardly any coming up on the sponge. And I like the Sonja Kashuk for this because of the shape. I really do. And if you need to get really up there close, this wedge part really gets up there. And I'll do the same thing on the other eye. Both of the eyes are set. Now I'm going to go in with my powder brush, and I'll be using my BK Beauty 102 powder brush. I have some in the lid using the same powder, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Genius powder. I just love it. I have some in the lid. I'm going to go ahead and work it into the fibers of the brush. I really like this powder brush. I like the size of it. I like the way it applies the powder. I do tap out because there is a lot of excess there. And then I'm just going to I'm going to powder the cheek area because this is where I'm going to add more powder product. Again, broken record. And then I just go around the whole face. All right, so we're going to move on, and I am going to pick up the Dior. Now, this is the quad that I used the other day, and it has 4 different ones. There's 2 that have shimmer and 2 that do not. I'm going to go in and use this one. This one here, if you're a person who really likes to contour, this one would be okay. But again, you really have to know how to blend that down or you are going to see this laying on your skin. I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick up the BK Beauty 103 brush, and I kind of just tip it on its side. I don't want it to hit into the other. That's the only thing I really don't like about this palette, is you really do have to be careful or you're picking them all up. Now, if you're somebody who likes to swirl it around and use them all, then that's not an issue for you. But I have just loaded up this side of the brush, and now I'm going to go ahead and just softly buff that over my cheek area. And I'm not really dragging it down to this area. I'm keeping it higher up on the cheek, just to where my contour line would start. And I take it all the way back to my hairline. Again, if you have white hair, you have to be careful because you will have orange hair when you're done. And then I go up on my forehead with whatever is left over from the cheek area. I do not do the temple area. It closes it off. So most people go like this and they go right around their temple. They go like this and then they go under the jaw. Going under the jaw is okay, but I don't add any more bronzer to it. I'm just warming that area up with whatever's left on the brush. So I'll go ahead and do the other side. Okay, bronzer is on. I really do like the color of this. It's a very neutral shade, which is nice probably for a very fair skin as well. Of course, the others in here would not be good for you, especially this one right here up in the right corner or left corner, whichever way you're looking at it. But it really is pretty, and it's considered the contour light of the palette, but it really does make a pretty bronzer as well. So you can also use it as contour, keep that in mind. And like I said, the other 2 are highlighters, and this one here is the light, and this one is the deep. I may come back and add a little bit of that, but right now I'm going to move on to my blush. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use a Sicily blush. Yes, I did shop my stash. It was between this and a Chanel, but I went with the Sicily because I hardly ever use this in videos. So this one here is Les Orchidées, I think it's called. I don't know. It's a beautiful French name. But this is what it looks like, and I really like it because of the multitude of colors. You can get a little more peach, or you can blend them and really tone it down. So I'm going to go in and play with them all. And I'm also going to be using some new brushes by Refor, and this is the number 4. It is their cheek brush. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to just tap the brush. Now these are real, they're goat hair, so they are really going to pick up product, as you can see, and they are really going to distribute it nicely. So what I do is I tap it on my hand just to make sure. I'm going to place it on the upper part of my cheekbone and then just drag it up but I do it in a pouncing motion. You don't have to. You can go back and forth if you like, but I feel that the pouncing just gives me really good control. And that is a beautiful, beautiful blush. It has a little bit of a satin finish to it. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So there is the blush. Again, that is from Sicily. It's absolutely gorgeous. You really can play with this and get a multitude of colors for blush. Before I go any further, so I don't forget, I also wanted to mention that the polish I'm wearing on my nails, it always amazes me how many people want to know the color of the nail polish. This is from London Town. It is free of all chemicals, 9 free. It is safe for pregnant women. It is vegan. And this is the Liqueur, and this is the enhanced color. And this is mauve over. It's really, really a pretty shade. Again, this is what it looks like on my hands. Really, really pretty. And there's always a 25% off code below for you. All right, so let's move on to the eyes. I'm going to stick with Dior, and I'm going to use this palette here, which is the Dior Backstage Eye Palette. And this one here is in warm neutrals. I really like this. I use it a lot. It's my go-to for everyday looks. Today I'm going to vamp it up a little bit, but it really is a nice palette. You can see that I haven't even touched this one right here because it's a little too cool for me and it pulls gray. But everything else in the palette, except for this here, I don't like when they put moist primers in with powders because it gets all dirty and then you never get the true color. But anyway, I'm going to be using all Refor brushes on my eyes. So let's get busy and see how they work. But first I am going to go in and I'm going to pick up the peach color here. And I'm just going to put this all over my lid. I'm going to tap this on the lid, and this is just going to really give me a smooth canvas to work with, packing more of that on all the way up to the brow. And I like to pull that right to the inner to brighten it up just slightly because, you know, I can't use a lot of glitter and highlighter around the eye area because I just have too many wrinkles. And I'll do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, so the lids are primed with the peach in the palette, and it does have a color on the back, but if you think I can see that with my contacts, you'd be wrong. All right, so let's go in and try some of these brushes. I'm going to start with the number 1, Refor. It is R-E-P-H-R. There's a very interesting story behind these brushes, and you can find out all about it on their website. They have a really neat program where they feature like 2 of their brushes, or some of their brushes they feature, I should say, and you can get them at half price, and all they ask is that you come back, you fill out a questionnaire of how you like the brush and your opinions, which I think is really kind of neat. So I'm going to go ahead in with the number 1 brush, and this is part of the Core collection, and I am going to pick up this color here. Now these are goat hair, so they will pick up the product easily for you. And they should apply it easily because there is a fine line with a brush being too soft and not really laying down any color. Hopefully these will not be that type of brush. I have an itch right here. I'm going to go in, and right where the pupil starts, I'm applying that color. These brushes are really laying down the color nice. These are really nice. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that color. And I'm just going to keep packing that on. Really, really nice. I think this is actually considered a blending, maybe a blending shader brush, but you know, I never use a brush for what the company says it's for. I find the brush that works for what I want because I have aging eyes and I just roll with it. So this one here is really good at laying down the color. Look how nicely that's going down. That's really nice. These are Dior shadows, which are very nice shadows. But that is really, I'm not even noticing a lot of fallout at all, which is really great. So I'm going to turn the brush on the corner here, and I just want to apply that to my outer corner now. I'm not really extending it out yet, and I'm just packing that color on. These are really, really nice. Really nice. I wasn't expecting it. And then I will turn the brush straight, and I'm going to go right up to the crease area. Oh my goodness, these brushes are really nice. And this is the first one I've used. 01. Really a great brush. Huh, really nice. So I've just packed that on, and I'll do the same thing on the other eye. So that color is laid down. This is a really nice brush. Again, this is the number 1. And it really did just lay it down nicely. And it's one of those brushes that you can now turn on its side and just go up into your crease and filter that through without adding any more. I have an eyelash right here. Yeah, look how nice that just feathers and softens that edge. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to pick up this is the number 16, and it looks like a crease brush, but I'm going to actually go in and just soften the edge and drag some of that color up, just slightly above the crease, and then go into the crease and just soften the inner eye area. Very, very nice. Very nice. Now this is a medium size, so if you have really small eyes, this one might be a little too big for what I'm doing right here. Oh, these are really, really nice brushes, and you can see that it picked up any excess that I didn't want. I like that. So I'm going to go in now. This is the wrapper, a little bit smaller, flat shader, and this is the number 2. I'm going to go in and pick up some of the peach, more of the peach than I am the next color, and then I'm just going to tap into that, the second color, and then I'll go right back into the peach, and I'm just going to blend this, pack it on first, just to give it a little bit more oomph, brighten that area up, but I don't want it to be so white compared to the other color. So again, I'm going into the peach, and then I'm going into the next color, and then back into the peach. And I'm just going to lay that down. That's what it looks like before you blend. So now I'm going to take that same medium, this is the number 16, and I'm just going to lightly soften where they join, it's right where your pupil would be. And if you look down, you can really see where you should be blending. And that looks really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm really impressed with these brushes. So now they do have a dome style brush, and this one is the number 12, and I think this is from the Professional. I think that this one, because they do have brush sets, and the handles are different. These are a matte black that I believe these are the core, and then the shiny black, these are the Pro, I believe. So I'm going to go in with the number 12 now. And you can see it is a dome style brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with that dome brush, and I'm going to pick up the deepest brown, and I'm going to tap the tip of this brush. You can see how much product it actually picks up. So I will tap this on my hand just a little bit, not a lot, because I don't want to get rid of any of this. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to tap it into the outer corner. I'm not really making a V, it's more of a wedge. I'm going to go in, pick up a little bit more, and just pack until I get it where I want it. But you don't want to overtake the whole outer eye. You just want it to be in the very corner of the eye. So it'll look something like that. And I'm just going to keep going back in and building that up. And I'm just tapping. I'm tapping the color on, and then just look straight ahead to see if it's where you want it. I want a little bit more depth there, so I'm going to just tap a little bit more, a little higher. Of course, you'll go with your own eye shape. Okay, so there, I think that's pretty good for right now, so I'll do the other side. That's what it looks like. So now I'm going to go in. Now they have they have 3 other blending brushes, and they are number 14 in the Pro and 13, and they're really nice sizes. Again, you have to work with a brush that works for your eye. And then we have the number 15. So these are the other three brushes. I'm going to go in with the 15 just because I want to play with it. And I'm just going to soften that line just to see how it works. Very nice. You can see again, it's just taking off a little bit. So you're really going in with a very soft touch. I am really impressed with these. These are really nice brushes. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a tad of this, and I think I'm going to reach for the rougher brush in number 14. The hairs on the brush are a little bit longer than the other. So there is the brush right next to it. You can see they're just a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick up, I want just a small amount of this. I mean, it's like almost nil on the brush. Okay, you can see, tap it off. And I just want to lay it down right in the crease area, but I'm not taking it all the way. So I'm just adding a little bit of crease here. But I didn't want to take the dark color over because I don't want it to overpower. So I'm just taking a little bit of that, okay? This brush is really nice because it just fits in there, right where you want it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do, and this again is from the rougher. This is the number 3. It's a very small, almost pencil style. So I'm just going to pick some of that, the second color I worked with. I'm going to put some of that on the tip of that brush. Let's see. You can see. And I'm going to tap a little bit of it because I am going to be working underneath the eye. And I'm just going to shade underneath my eye with this. You get really good application with these. And then I sweep up on the outer part to always lift the eye. And this is just a small dusting underneath. Okay, so that is it for that. Now I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury olive end of the pencil that I shared with you in a haul, and I am just going to put this on the waterline. Adding that olive, it just gives a little warmth, a little depth, almost a sultry feel to the eye. I am going to go in with a brown and tight line the upper. I'm also going to do my eyelashes and my eyebrows off camera, but I will show you what I'm going to use. It's just so hard for me because I have to get right up to the mirror like this. You really wouldn't see me anyway. So on my brows, it will be the usual suspects, and that is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I like the fine end. You can get brush-like strokes. You can also really fill in where you need to. And then I always use her tinted gel in either caramel or brunette because I have white eyebrows that do not dye. They don't take the dye anymore. So I have to use a tinted brow gel. And I will also be using for mascara, I am going to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer from L'Oreal, and then I'm going to finish up with the Chanel mascara. This is the Le Volume mascara. And for my lips, I'll go ahead and do my lips. I'm going to be using a new, well, this is a new lip liner for me and also a very new lipstick. But I'm not even going to, the lipstick's going to come in a separate video, but I'm going to put it on right now, but it is spectacular, my friends. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm lining with Rose Natural from Chanel. It's a really pretty pencil, and it's not too blue of a pink, which I have to worry about sometimes. But this is really, really nice, and it is their new long wear. It really glides on nicely. So I'll finish up. Okay, so there is the liner. Now I'm only using the lipstick that I'm wearing today is going to be from Sillage, and they sent me a package, and it is exquisite. It is so beautiful, but I only have the refill here because I want to do a presentation for the actual lipstick holder and the other things that they sent me. So this lipstick that I'm wearing is the refill, and it is in Baroness, and it is SO5, and it is what I had on the other day that so many of you were like, oh my goodness, what is on your lips? So this is it, my friends. It is incredible. It is full coverage. I mean, look at that little bit. Finished my lips off. It has such a beautiful, beautiful satin finish. You don't need to add anything to it. It wore so well during the day. But I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the upper lip. Okay, so that is the lipstick. Again, that is in Baroness from House of Sillage. Just beautiful. I'll list everything below for you. So I'm looking at my skin. Do I want to add a little bit of glow? We will. I can go back to the palette that I had from Dior, and I can use either one of these. I don't want to really add the white, so I'm going to go ahead with this one here. And it just has a very subtle satin, so I'll take a fan brush. The Refer didn't have a fan brush. I'm hoping that they do because these are really impressive. There is I have another one here that I didn't use, the number 5. I think I used all of the eye, or I shared them with you, but really, really impressive. But this one here is my Sonja Kashuk fan brush, I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this because I don't want to dull out my cheeks. I just want to add a simple, simple glow right here. I don't really want it on the front of my face. I want to just drag it back a little bit. And look how beautiful that is. And because of the color, it really, really is nice. It's subtle. It's not screaming at you. I'm not one of those people that likes to see a streak of white on my cheek. I know they're very popular, but not for my aging skin. They're just not, I can't do it. All right, so that is all I do. So now the one finishing touch I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the blush. And I'm going to pick up a little bit, but I'm going to tap it into the mirror. I may even tap it on my hands. And I'm just going to sweep over my eyes. And this will just marry everything together and just make it all look so beautiful. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to put my eyebrows on. I'm going to put my lashes on, take my hair down, and I will be back with the finished look, my friends. All right? Don't you go anywhere. All right, my friends, so I'm back with the finished look. I did want to mention that I did finish it up with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love to always just spray a mist of something over my face. To take that powdered look away. And as you can see, once I do that, the glow all comes back from the foundation. And the next thing I wanted to mention, because so many always ask, these are from Dean Davidson. It is his Pave collection. I believe the earrings are called the Huggy. And what's really nice about them is you can take this second loop right off and just wear the Pave part. But I really do love it. They're very, very feminine, very elegant, beautiful. And the necklace is also the Pave collection. And this is a tube. It actually slides on the chain. I just think it's really beautiful, and there is a code for 25% off below. And it's not an affiliate link. It is just Dean being nice. So I think that is it for today. I'm trying to get quite a few videos done today because we are going to be having a little bit of work done in the house, which will stop me from recording. So today I am going to try to get at least 4 or 5 videos done. So you may see the same makeup and hair on me for the next 4 or 5 videos, but I'm sure you won't mind. All right, my friends, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as an ageless beauty. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so you are always notified of the videos that I'm putting up. Until the next time, my friends, go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous.